Okay, welcome to an all-new Beer Reviews with Trenny and C. I'm C and he's Trenny, I'm C, Trenny and C. Okay, was that confusing?
It's perfectly clear.
Okay, I recently went to a place called Salt Spring Island. It's a magical little island. You have to catch a ferry boat to get there. And
From
then,
this island?
From this island. You're island hopping, really.
Yeah.
From Vancouver Island to Salt Spring Island.
Vancouver Island doesn't feel like an island, really, though.
'Cause it's a big island.
Yeah.
It's a big
It's like
freaking island.
one of the biggest.
It's the Rock.
Yeah.
And then you go to Salt Spring Island, and
Which is also a pretty huge island.
it's just a little guy. Yeah, and so on my trip to Salt Spring, I went to the Saturday Market,
Classic.
Wild Cidery,
Ooh.
Salt Spring Winery, and then the Salt Spring. What do they call it? Salt
Brewery.
Spring Island Ales.
Oh.
They call it Salt Spring Island Ales.
Okay.
Or, as the GPS called it, Salt Spring Island Ales.
GPLs?
GPS. The GPS system called it Salt Spring Island Ales.
Okay.
I was like,
ILS. Well, it's like up where I'm from in Couch, and we have a road called Cocosila. Mm-hmm. And our GPS, when we're driving to it, it says Coxzilla.
Coxzilla.
Now approaching Coxzilla.
You're like, they should rename it Coxzilla.
Yeah. Do you mind if I crack this?
I wish you would.
Okay, here we go.
So anyway, I went to...
Oh.
No, sorry. Sorry, I think I screwed that up.
Okay, go ahead.
So I went to the brewery there, Salt Spring Island Ales, and they gave me a 5-beer flight to test out, and I tried the hazy IPA,
Yep.
the British IPA, which I believe we have today,
That's what this one is.
the Earl Grey IPA,
Ooh.
the Porter, and their extra special bitters, and every single one of them was really delicious.
Look at I poured some really...
Nice. That's just creamy coming out.
How to save the cream.
So you're
for the
dumping
top.
ice cream out.
There we go. Yeah, so this is the Salt Spring Isle Ales British IPA. Cool.
Percentage?
6%.
What is it? Read the back. Read the back of the bottle.
It says, at our humble cottage brewery,
It is a humble cottage.
we've crafted a remarkably smooth, easy-drinking IPA for both the early enthusiast and experienced hothead alike. Its notably thicker mouthfeel is typical of its British style, and we pride ourselves on its beautifully balanced flavors and lushness. The charming pastures of our island await you. Stay for a beer and find yourself here. It's a slogan. And it says, share your photos with us at Drink Beer with Nature.
Okay.
Which is cool. I have a Drink Beer. It's in the same shape as this label. A Drink Beer with Nature sticker on my water bottle.
Really? Did that sticker come from...
I went to the brewery about 4 years ago
This
or
one?
so. Yeah.
Oh,
And it was a lot of fun.
cool.
Yeah, my friend Neil and his wife Becky used to own it. Not anymore. Okay,
All right.
let's do this. It's a lighter
I was going to say
style.
lighter style IPA for sure.
Which I actually really like in the British style IPAs. There's one from Red Arrow that they do seasonally, the Fresh Hop Co-op, which they call the Sunset Empire, and that was my favorite beer of theirs. And it's because it's that lighter British style, except it was lighter in color too. This one's a little bit darker and kind of hazy.
I'm trying to think what I'm tasting here. It's a little bit,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm still processing
I think
it, to be
it's
honest
not
with
coming
you.
across as an IPA, really. It almost tastes
Yes.
more like just a regular pale ale.
Yeah, with a
little
slightly
bit-
bitter finish on it.
Slightly bitter finish, quite malty, actually. And it still has a little bit of those darker kind of notes to it, like a stout or whatever.
But
Except it's
not
dark.
as
It's not dark.
aggressively,
Yeah.
not as aggressively kind of like coffee like a lot of
No.
stouts are. There is something
When I
mildly fruity about it, like very mildly.
put your hand behind it, and do you have a bunch of chunky floaties in yours too?
Oh, you got a lot of floaties. That's a...
So it's very
Yeah,
unfiltered.
Yes, I have floaty town for sure.
Yeah, so this hazy style is it's been an unfiltered or mildly filtered beer because you can see a lot of chunkies in this one.
Which is good. I mean, it adds flavor to it, really.
This is quite easily drinkable.
It's very crushable.
Yeah.
I think that's what I really kind of enjoyed about it was like it just goes down smooth and easy.
It actually kind of like the finish has like a slight like Pilsner kind of style finish to it.
Well, that's a good way to say it.
Like it's not it's IPA up front, but it's light.
It has almost like, dare I say, like a tinniness to it.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like it's
but like
those...
purposefully, not like because it's come out of a can, but like there is like a bit of this kind of like a hum to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
there's something in your mouth like where you can kind of like
the
you can taste
aluminum
it,
kind of thing, which is not.
But it works here.
Always a bad thing. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you people out there,
not an overly sweet.
We've been doing a lot of beers that are sort of local to us, and it's kind of partly becoming our thing a little bit because we just find there's so many around.
But they're also interesting. Like we rarely get into a local beer that's like terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's a trust factor there where it's like if it's craft brewed locally, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean I think there's this thing with, and I've said this before, but there's such a huge amount of breweries popping up all over the place. And I always think, like, how are they surviving when there's so many, so much competition? Yeah. But it's because they all put out pretty damn good products.
It's true because, like, when I think of my all-star lineup of beers, it's Tofino Session.
Yeah.
There's Red Arrow Lager.
Yeah.
There is Driftwood Fat Tug, and there's Hoyne Dark Matter. Yeah, like with those 4 beers, I cover basically the whole spectrum from like a dark stout to a light lager, and everything in between. Like ales and IPAs, and like those are from 4 different breweries, and they're all fantastic. And there's so much more out there. I buy all those frequently. Yeah. And there's so much more out there. You know, like even these ones, I've just started getting into these Salt Spring ones, and they're all good.
Yeah, they are good. They are good.
So it's like you said, that's how they're surviving because I'm dividing. Like I've cut the Budweisers, the Luckies, the Coorses, and all of those out
and all that,
out of my diet. They are out of my. I'm trimming down.
And as you say, you're also supporting 4 different breweries with your 4 favorite beers right there, and that's just you. So there's however many million people that live in British Columbia that probably have their all-star lineup that they buy all the time too.
And that's the thing is that I grew up drinking Molson and the Buds and like all of those kind of mainstream brands.
Yeah.
And I don't drink any of them anymore. And all my money goes towards, happily goes towards better beer that's local. So,
better beer and
everybody, not just here in BC, but like in Ontario, in Quebec, in the other provinces, I'm sure they all have craft breweries that are better than the mass-produced stuff that's out there. So that's how they're surviving, is that they're converting people. People are moving towards flavor.
Yeah. I think your dad is a really good example.
Yes.
Because he went from a lucky drinker.
Yeah. A religious lucky drinker.
All the time. Yeah. To trying Red Arrow Lager.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this is what lager can be?
And the other thing that he's into is Steamworks.
Yeah.
So, and Steamworks got him into Kolsch. Yeah, Steamworks is great. Steamworks got him into Kolsch beers.
Yeah.
And then, what's the place by your parents' house?
Spinnakers.
Yeah. Spinnakers has a Kolsch. So now he goes to Spinnakers and gets Kolsch. So it's like he's drinking Red Arrow from Duncan, Spinnakers from Victoria, and Steamworks from Vancouver.
Yeah, right.
Like he's supporting three in different places, all within BC.
Yeah.
And he used to be just Lucky Beer.
And they're all different from each other.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the cool thing is that spread, you know. Yeah. And it's all coming off the backs of the Anheuser-Busch's. Mm-hmm. You know, so
completely.
I wonder,
like, we can't have this without those guys. You know, back in the day, they were doing the same thing. You know, the first kind of brewmasters to come and
now you
make a large product.
Now you see the Guinnesses of the world and the Buds of the world trying to do other things.
Yeah, it's this style of craft beer. 20 years ago, people would have laughed at you for
nobody's gonna drink that.
Like, oh, well, that's gonna go under.
That's some hippy dippy bullshit.
Yeah, but there's so many good ones. And getting back to Salt Spring.
Yes.
As you said, you went there recently. I've been there multiple times. Just going to that island is like a beautiful little adventure in itself because, as you said, there's like 3 or 4 different places you can go just to drink local
and they
wine,
have another
cider, beer.
They have another winery there. I think it's called the Gary Oak Winery as well. That's a new winery. And then the other thing that's cool about Salt Spring is like your cell phone reception is so shitty there too. Mm-hmm. Like you can't get any internet connectivity, which sucks when you're trying to find a place. But at the same time, you're like, it's refreshing to like not just find a place, and not be able to like like surfing your phone.
Turn left at Coxzilla.
I can't get away from Coxzilla. But yeah, so I really enjoyed my time there, and I really enjoyed the beer. And hey, let's do our scale.
Okay.
Do you buy none, buy one, or buy a ton?
I'm gonna buy a ton. For all the reasons we talked about.
I'm buying a ton too, and I'm just in general. I'm buying a ton of Salt Spring Island ales.
Yeah, this could turn into one of the. You could add a 5th to your 4 mainstays of your beer consuming life.
We'll get to it, but the Earl Grey IPA there is very good, and it has you can taste the tea in it.
Wow,
it's cool. Anyway, I don't even know. This is probably like a video I'm gonna have to edit down to get to 15 minutes. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. We're Trenny and C. He's C. I'm Trenny. He's C.
And we'll see you next Tuesday. You cunt.